Hey, what's up guys? So welcome to the new channel, I guess. I decided to make a new channel for stuff like this where I react to gaming stuff and talk about some gaming news. I always wanted to cover topics like this, but it never felt quite right to do it on the main channel because I already established a recognized team on that main channel for reviews, previews and some running series on the channel currently. So this is gonna be the place to do that stuff, so if you're one of my subscribers for the main channel, please feel free to subscribe. And yeah, if you're new here as well, if you don't know who I am Click4Gameplay. You will have my original link for the channel where I cover RPG stuff mainly, reviews, previews and stuff like that. But here we're going to talk about gaming news. And unsurprisingly, my first video is about a Gothic game, or more precise, Gothic Remake. THQ Nordic just dropped a bunch of trailers for new games they are publishing, and one of them is Gothic Remake that I've been following like ever since 2019, since it was announced. I did a video about the Gothic playable teaser, but that was like completely scrapped, as we can see from the new trailer. The developers of the remake took that feedback very seriously, so they basically scrapped everything. And even though we have some very good information from this trailer, the stuff I'm still worrying about is the gameplay itself, which we don't have literally any information so far, but we'll talk about that a bit later in the video. I think the trailer that just dropped is very good in general actually, and it highlights not all, but the majority of features which Gothic games are known for. And from a first couple of scenes we can see how the old camp looks now, which is almost identical to the original game, but with much higher graphic fidelity obviously, and I think it looks amazing. Now, I'm not entirely sure, but it seems like in-engine footage, so that means that we can expect similar graphical fidelity in the actual gameplay. And like I said, it seems like they wanted to make a checklist of things that Gothic is known for from this short little cinematic trailer. So you have our nameless hero that looks pretty different compared to the original hero, but that's like whatever. Maybe that's just a placeholder for the nameless hero. Maybe he's going to look differently when the game releases, but even if he looks like this, I don't have any issues with that. Let's just take a moment to appreciate how good the old camp looks from the entrance, and here's a quick comparison if you don't remember. Like, it's very similar and yet so different because of the high graphical fidelity obviously in this trailer. So I think that's just amazing. We can see our nameless hero struggling a bit with his gold. He has empty pockets, but soon after he will pickpocket a guard actually, which is also another showcase of an important feature in the game of choices and consequences you get to make in Gothic games, especially in Gothic 1. So you can see him stealing the gold from the guard, and later in the trailer we can see the repercussions for that action. By the way, I really like the transition between the regular gameplay and the stealth. The stealth animation it's actually reminiscent of the first game as well. Then again, with much better and modern animations, obviously. I thought he's going to rob the house because he was trying to enter, but you can see the guy will just be mad because you try to enter his house, which is exactly what will happen in Gothic 1. If you're new to Gothic series, they're very heavy on such decisions like stealing, and the stuff you select in dialogue and how you treat NPCs is very important, so that's one of the things they wanted to showcase here. And right after that scene we can see a poor guy getting beaten by a guard. So if you don't know, the guards in Gothic 1 were, you could pay them for protection, which would actually be very useful in the beginning when you don't have strong items and when you didn't progress at all. So they're trying to highlight the guards like very important NPCs, which they essentially were in original Gothic 1. And once again, I have to point out the graphics, or specifically the armor design for the guards. It's very light fantasy stuff, but it also fits so well with the original Gothic 1. This is pretty much exactly what I would imagine the guards would look like in a modern Gothic game. So yeah, they're definitely on the right track with the art style and how the graphic feels, even though we don't exactly know if the gameplay is going to look like this. But I certainly hope so, because I really like what I see. And now we can see the biggest mistake that the nameless hero made in this trailer, stealing the gold from the guard. So yeah, pickpocketing is basically confirmed. I had no doubts about it, but it's very nice to see that very early in the trailer. The nameless hero will try to place a bet, but before he managed to do that, the guard from the beginning shows up and smashes his face because he stole from him. So yeah, yet another showcase of one of the main Gothic features. Like, they're trying really hard to show the fans, at least that's what I think. They're trying really hard to showcase that they understand what's Gothic all about, that we can look forward to the features we loved in the first game. But before that happens, we can also see someone fighting a fire warren in the arena, and I'm actually wondering if we're going to be able to bet on fights and not just fight ourselves. What's interesting about this, I made a video about an unreleased Gothic game from 2001 or 2, something like that, a couple of months ago, where I talk about the unreleased arena features. In that video I talked a lot about the arena features and how they build upon the original arena features from Gothic 1, and I hope Interactive is aware of that unreleased Gothic game. I'm just hoping to see a lot more features. Well, not a lot more features, but at least a couple of more features related to Arena. We don't know a lot about this development studio, so that kind of makes me worried a bit, to tell you the truth. And I'm also hoping to see at least some clips of the gameplay before I actually get excited, because I promised myself a couple of years ago that I'm never going to get excited about new game releases solely because of the great cinematic trailer, and I keep lying to myself, because I am excited even from this trailer. So I'm really hoping for the best, to tell you the truth. Maybe I'm just a hopeless optimist, judging from how this trailer was received by the public and by the fans. And if we read some comments here and there, you can see that people are excited, and people basically think like me for the most part. So that's really nice to see, because it's a change of pace compared to that first playable teaser they dropped a couple of years ago, because people were kind of mad. So yeah, that's a great sign, and as we can see now, it looks almost completely different compared to what we got a couple of years ago. But yeah, I'm just wondering about this development team and how experienced they are actually, although it seems like they know what they're doing, and the direction of the game definitely seems on track with the art style, with the graphics, and all the foreshadowing of features that we can look forward to in Gothic Remake. So far so good. So, Alchemy Interactive, just don't disappoint me, please. And that will pretty much conclude our first video on this new channel. So I find it kind of funny, because my first video on the new channel is about Gothic, but hey, big surprise, right? I'm really glad I started doing content like this, because I had plans for it for a long time, but I just felt like the main channel is not suitable for this kind of content. So yeah, that's what we're going to try and do here. Speaking of supporting the channel, I just launched my personal store, where you can buy some interesting t-shirts and hoodies. Check out some cool designs in the theme of the channel, like this RPG Zone hoodie or Nameless Hero t-shirts. But you'll find a lot more if you follow the link in the description. I think that's a great way to get something back for supporting the channel. And of course, you can always become a Patreon or a YouTube member and get your name on the end credits of my videos. Many thanks to all of my current supporters, and I'll see you in the next one.